So continue on with that thought, or is that the end of the thought?
I don't think I'd be fun with dementia. I feel like.
Do you think anyone is fun with dementia?
I mean,
Well, oh man,
there's probably varying.
I just remember that scene in Waiting, where Ryan Reynolds sit down with the guy that has dementia.
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
Well, I give children the middle finger. I meet someone new every day.
It's like I can give the little children the middle finger, but sometimes I don't realize I'm giving children the middle finger until somebody slaps me.
I don't think that was the exact quote.
I think that is.
I don't think there was something about slapping. I don't know. We're just badly remembering this moment in a movie.
I think he's like, and then
no, because he's like, what are the good things? Well, I meet someone new every day or something like that, and it's like I can give children the middle finger, and people
just assume that I'm senile.
Yeah,
but then he says, and
then what's the bad things about it? Well, I give middle children the middle finger. I give middle children the middle finger.
No, he follows with, well, then sometimes I give him the middle finger, and then I don't realize it until I get slapped. So maybe I am senile. And he's like, okay.
Hi, who are you?
Yeah, I like you, Monty. I like you too, sir. I like you, Monty. And he's like, okay. That's such a weird scene. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, weird bit, just randomly.
Yeah, it's a weird bit for that movie. I never really put that together because that movie's so...
But I mean, it's all about really weird moments that you would like if you're in the service industry, you're gonna have a moment like that with a senile guy.
Well, and I think it's also to give a redeeming quality to the pervert that is Ryan Reynolds' character. Like he takes care of the old guy. Like he is
a nice guy.
He
might want to sleep with a 16-year-old, but he'll take care of a 65-year-old.
Yeah. God, that's a weird movie.
But then he actually waits. He doesn't go through with it.
Cool.
He's waiting.
He just waits.
He's waiting.
He waits for it to no longer be a crime. How did this happen? Oh, we were talking about dementia. How did we end up here?
All right, let's do this.
Right, this is Tommy.
This is Jacob. I don't know why I thought it just took me by surprise.
Speaking of dementia, this is
Tommy and Jacob's mixtape. I am Kazaam.
I just thought of a moment in the movie. I wonder if you're gonna bring it up. I'm just gonna see if you do it. Hello. Yes.
You might be more driving this one. I don't know, possibly.
Well, let's start off at the beginning. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did actually.
I weirdly really enjoyed it. Like I thought it was funny.
I actually kind of don't see why this movie gets. I mean, I see why it gets shit on hardcore, but like also
for like a family kids movie, you're like,
yeah, whatever.
It's not. It was a lot funnier than I remember it being. Like Shaq was pretty funny.
He is. He's a goofball.
He was pretty funny in it.
I mean, this is literally. It's like it's all it is just pretty much like it's exploiting his star power pretty much, or star status, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, which is like Space Jam.
Yeah. Exactly.
Same fucking thing.
That's exactly, and that's why this movie got made. If Space Jam doesn't get made, this movie probably doesn't get made.
Yeah.
Like I'll read a quick little thing from production. But if you guys haven't figured it out, this movie starring Sinbad. No, 1996's Kazaam.
Kazaam. I am Kazaam. It's cool.
Man, hip hop in the 90s was not. I mean, there was some good. There was a lot. It was
good. Like, ooh, you gotta.
There was a lot of good hip hop.
You might want to be careful with that statement.
Oh, dude, have you seen that skit or it's like a oh god, it's Hannibal Buress with I want to say Little John on his podcast.
That was Hannibal Bird.
Hannibal Buress?
Yeah.
Is it Buress?
That's what I thought it was. Whatever.
Buress.
Focus.
Yeah. And he's got like a sampler in front of him, and he's just like playing like a pop, 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 like just like a simple like old school like 80s hip hop beat, and he's like hip hop. Throw it. It's like we used to do it in the park, and just like making fun of how hip hop was in the 80s, how it was just like quick, like
yeah,
just like stuttering kind of yeah. Anyway,
that just makes me think of the what's his name, the Pete Holmes talking about how, you know, when you're recording, there's the artist and they're in a box and they hear the music, but you're not hearing the music. So he's like, at some point in the 90s, there's just, and he goes on this really long pause, you know, doing this thing. And then goes, and then all you see is la da da da. Just sneaked up. La da da da. I was like, that's actually really funny.
All right, well, let's get back into the movie. So Kazaam came out July 17th, 1996.
Oh, and real quick, just the synopsis.
Synopsis.
I didn't write one down because why waste the ink? Young boy finds genie locked away in a boombox.
He had to choose. He had to get into a boombox. I like that they kind of explain that at the opening.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a genie that ends up in a boombox that is played by
Shaquille O'Neal,
7'1", 300-pound Shaquille O'Neal. Him standing next to a child is incredible. It's like, it's
all right. That's it, man. Let's do this. We're doing this. Just puts it.
Yeah, like. Well, even there's when he like caresses his face.
Oh, in the bed.
Dude,
yeah, I saw his fucking hand took over his entire face.
It was awesome.
Well, I mean, and also Shaquille knows how large of a person he is, and he loves to lean into it.
Doesn't he talk about when he goes to the zoo and all the
and gorillas
like freak
out the fuck out?
Yeah, when he like walks up, I'm like, yeah, because you're a monster. How does someone get that size? It's like Andre the Giant, you know. You're like, how is that physically possible?
There's a picture on his Wikipedia. It's kind of hard to see, but it's him in high school next to another high schooler that's trying to defend him, and it's this like kid like with the tiniest little spaghetti arms, and Shaquille O'Neal just a man at 18.
I wonder if he had a similar thing like The Rock, where everyone thought he was like a narc. Like everyone thought he was like a 30-year-old man.
Probably, you know. Fuck. Okay.
But yeah, released July 17th, 1996.
It was apparently a box office bomb.
Oh yeah. No, we'll wait until we get to the reviews.
Oh yeah.
Directed by Paul Michael Glaser.
It's also created by him.
Yes, from a meeting, right?
More or less, yeah. So,
what did it say? Paul taking his son to an NBA All-Star game when an acquaintance who was in Shaquille O'Neal's management team called and asked his son would like to meet him.
Yeah, and then more or less, like as they were talking, his acquaintance, like his guy in the management team, is like, if Glaser knew any film roles that Shaquille should do, and Glaser was like, "You should play a genie," and that's how this. So random. This is how it started. And then since Michael Jordan had done Space Jam a couple of years previous, like a year previous or so. Excuse me. When year? What Space Jam was 94 or 95?
96.
It was 96. Oh my god.
So it was released the same year.
That's so weird.
Well, that makes sense though too, because Space Jam probably came out. Well, when did it come out? Space Jam came out November.
So it came out after this.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, if you're in the world, you know it's being because this was made like in 10 weeks.
Oh, hold on a second. I read this sentence wrong. It said, in very short time, Glaser took Kazaam to Warner Brothers as they had the Michael Jordan project, Space Jam. So it was happening. So like he knew that there was this Michael Jordan project. So I think Warner Brothers was like, we're not going to do 2 basketball player movies.
Yeah.
And then went back to Interscope Communications, where he had already done 2 pictures.
Well, because I mean, I know it's like a kind of like a 90s hit now, but I wonder if at the time Space Jam, from a studio standpoint, was a big risk. Looney Tunes with a
actually not
athlete,
not
star?
Really, because
you don't think they were like
the star status of Michael Jordan in the 90s was absurd.
Yeah.
Like he was a household name even if you didn't fucking care about basketball.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew who Michael Jordan was because I mean he had Air Jordans. People were wearing Chicago Bulls like Jordan shirts just because it was the cool thing to do, even if you didn't fucking watch basketball.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like same thing with Shaquille O'Neal, like his star status. But obviously Michael Jordan on another fucking level, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But then also in the 90s, Looney Tunes was fucking bananas popular as well with kids.
That's fair. So it's two really popular things. I mean, it grossed $250 million.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. Okay. But yeah, Paul Michael Glaser.
This is Space Jam Light, pretty much.
The only thing I recognize was Running Man.
Yeah, for director, yes. But he started out like his big break really was playing as it was Starsky in Starsky and Hutch.
I saw the Starsky and Hutch thing, and I didn't realize who it was until I pulled up the picture. I was like, why does he look so familiar? And I was like, oh, Starsky and Hutch. Oh, he was actually in Starsky and Hutch. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he directed, some Starsky and Hutch episodes. So like he went from Starsky and Hutch and like continued on, blossoming in his career into other things.
Which one is he?
Starsky.
Starsky directed Kazaam.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Now imagine Owen Wilson directing Kazaam.
Was he Starsky?
Yeah.
He was Starsky.
Wait, no.
No. Yeah. No, because Ben Stiller. No, Ben Stiller is Hutch. Right? Who cares? Squirrel.
No, Ben Stiller was Starsky.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So imagine Ben Stiller directing.
Physical. Ben Stiller was a director.
I know.
What did he do? Cable Guy.
Yeah.
That's the yeah.
That's
like his first one, right?
I don't know why my mind is going to heavyweights with Ben Stiller right now.
I still need to watch that. I've never seen it.
Yeah, you do.
I'm sure it's super offensive now, but that's
100% fat shaming left and fucking right.
nice.
So yeah,
go.
Paul Michael Glaser. He also did a lot of directing for TV and whatnot. But he's the man behind the Kazaam.
And then our screenplay writers were Christian Ford and Roger
Soffer.
Which
they only have like a handful
Handful
of things in like from like the mid 90s to the mid 2000s, and they worked on pretty much everything together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think they were just a writing duo that came and went, and just a lot of TV stuff. Honestly, nothing that sticks out other than Kazaam. And I don't know what Merlin's Apprentice is. That's 2 episodes of that. They did 1 episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which is interesting. Whatever the fuck this Infected TV movie is.
Infected.
And I clicked on that and internet doesn't want to work. Whatever.
A pair of newspaper reporters to see.
Hey, all right. That was a...
Okay, I was waiting like, nah.
Yeah, that was a weird cutout. Technical difficulty. Sorry, guys.
Infected. Judd.
You don't have to repeat it.
No. I was in the middle.
Oh, you're still looking at it?
Yeah. What was I going to do while you fix that? Infected. I just think this is funny. Judd Nelson is Infected.
Oh, okay.
Christian Ford wrote this. Judd Nelson is the villain in the Shaquille O'Neal Steel movie.
Oh, okay.
Just like a weird degree of separation thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I just remembered that Judd Nelson is the villain in another.
I can't believe you remember Steel that well.
I loved Steel as a kid. I thought it was cool.
Oh, really quick. God damn it.
What? Did it again?
No, I need to do a slate, actually. What's up, guys? Should have done that before. Oh, that's going to be fun.
Okay. So
that's going to be weird to edit. Fuck. Video-wise.
I look at just do the...
Oh, 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll figure something out.
Oh, no, the...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah.
The loading screen from Fallout.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
In honor of Starfield's release. I've heard it's not going very well.
We have spiraled way off.
Shocker, a Bethesda game.
Okay, we're talking about starring now.
So, starring Shaquille O'Neal, who was in Steel. He plays Kazaam.
He's also in Grown Ups, too.
I don't remember him in Grown Ups, too.
He was one of the cops.
I remember Grown Ups 1 more than 2.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, obviously, Shaquille O'Neal, he's most famous for his NBA career. And now he's a sportscaster. And him and Charles Barkley are hilarious together talking about basketball.
Yeah, and I mean, it's weird. He actually is in quite a few things, but he's just him.
He plays himself a lot. Yeah, because he is an iconic person. He was also like, when I was a kid, I really, really liked Shaquille O'Neal. I just thought it was amazing that someone could be 7'1". I would sometimes like take a tape measure and like just pull it up to like 7 feet and just stare how fucking tall that was. I'm like, whoa, that's the top of Shaq's head.
Well, it's like I was saying too. It's just like it's so. I remember he came up the other day, way before this. I can't remember why, but we were talking about and we were making guesses on how tall we thought that he was. Everyone is like, no one broke the 7 foot thing because like our brains can't comprehend
that
someone being that tall.
Yeah,
like I was like, yeah, he's got to be like 6'8", something like that, 6'9", and then we looked it up and I was like, oh no. 7 feet 1 inch. Holy shit!
How tall do you think Michael Jordan is?
Oh, I would say shorter than.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Do you know, or are you just
100%? Yeah.
I would say like 6'8".
No, he's actually a little bit shorter than that.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it, like 6'6"?
6'6". Yeah. Oh. So that's fucking tall.
No, yeah. I mean, that's 6 inches on me. Like, let's.
Yeah, exactly. So like
that's me in a pair of heels, very big heels,
very big heels.
Like I'm walking around those heels, you'd be like, man, impressive. You can walk in those heels.
But yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, like, this movie is pretty much kind of like a vehicle. That's what I was looking for. A vehicle for Shaquille O'Neal, like, and his humor, like, and his goofiness.
And then our kid,
Francis Capra, who really kind of like this movie is kind of like this, like he did a lot of stuff as a kid, but like it didn't seem to like do a stick.
Well, like known for A Bronx Tale, SLC Punk, Kazaam, and Crank, which is funny because I've seen all those movies, but I could not tell you for the love of God where he is in them.
I know SLC Punk because he's young Bob.
Which one's Bob?
Heroin Bob. He was the sober guy that dies because someone doses him. His best friend.
Yeah, I'm just blinking. That was him?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And and he plays a young Heroin Bob. I just remember seeing. I have like a quick memory of like Heroin Bob's like spiky hair, and this kid with that spiky hair, like yeah.
And Crank, he is warehouse hood leader.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, he's also like he's a popular character, I guess, or a character in Veronica Mars. Like, there's an arc.
Oh wow,
he's in
69 episodes of Veronica Mars.
Oh, so a main character.
Look, even this,
he's in Free Willy too.
He's in 4 episodes of The Strain. I loved The Strain. Couldn't tell you.
Well, he doesn't look really the same at all.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Well, because even his I don't know if this is like for a movie or something, but even in his picture on IMDb, he's covered in tattoos. He's got a neck tattoo. He's got teardrop tattoos. You're like, oh, okay. Max went hard.
And
he was ruined after the genie.
A quick shout out to, I guess, the actress who played his mother, Ali Walker.
He's tatted up.
Yeah, no, he's just tatted up now. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know if it was for a movie or not.
Oh no, yeah, he's just tatted up.
He's really tatted up.
And then the actual bad guy of the movie is Marshall Manesh, who was Ranjit in How I Met Your Mother.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I didn't even bother looking him up.
Hello.
Oh my god! I was like, God, he looks familiar. But...
Yeah, no, he's Ranjit, the limo driver, or their driver. Yeah, who is one of the most reoccurring characters, like side characters in How I Met Your Mother.
That's so funny because he's so gross in this.
I know, right?
He's like so sleazy and
then a really quick notice that my brain shattered a little bit is Efrain Ramirez.
Who is that?
One of the bullies is Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I'm like, I paused, I'm like, is that fucking Pedro?
Yeah, he doesn't look any different.
Not really, no.
Yeah, you only see him for a brief second too.
He's in a couple of scenes.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's just one shot where you really get a good look at him. And
Yeah.
You're like, huh.
Am I going to vote for that guy?
It's like weird to see him as a bully.
Right?
You know, because
he was bullied in, well, ish. in Napoleon Dynamite. Just
He's in Crank too.
is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
He plays like his friend. He's his gay friend or something. And I only bring up the gay thing because he's like really like
He's flamboyant.
like super tiny pink.
That's
tube
why I
top.
have a weird memory of that. I was like,
like
why do I have-
really
Yeah, okay.
over the top kind of caricature gay character.
yeah, Tracy Morgan and Longest Yard.
Yeah, like just really like over the top. Well, but just again like, but Max is also in Crank.
Yeah.
It's just like there's this weird little family growing from this movie.
Okay. Let's get into reviews.
Is that everybody that we wanted to?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, there's. I was kind of thinking about this. A lot of the actors that are in this movie are kind of like unknown, like not very well known actors. Like Ali Walker, who plays the mother, has a pretty solid IMDb, but I just didn't really look much at it. But it's also the amount of money they probably paid Shaquille O'Neal to be in this movie. They didn't have a budget
for anyone else.
Yeah. Which is probably another reason why this movie, I'm going to go back to that Space Jam comparison, probably didn't like, I mean, obviously the script and everything, like it's like not the best movie in the world. And it's more of just a vehicle for just Shaquille O'Neal and also his rapping career, which yeah. And also, oh my God, and Shaq Fu, God damn it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. What was that about?
Shaq Fu?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the video game?
I just saw something on his list called Shaq Fu.
Okay, so 1994, I want to say. Yeah, it was a Sega Genesis Super Nintendo fighting game, and you played as Shaquille O'Neal, and it was just like a Double Dragon type thing. Just walk back and forth. Not even Double Dragon. It was just like a platformer, and it was a beat 'em up. It's literally one of the worst games ever made. Like it's rated as horrendous. Hold on a sec here. There was a joke thing of someone trying to collect every single cartridge of Shaq Fu and bury it so the game could never be played ever again. Wait, it was a fighting game? I don't remember that being a fighting game. What game am I thinking of?
What
then?
platform did you say?
Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo.
All right, so that is keep an eye out for it. You know, I've been collecting the obscure.
Oh, it was a fighting game like Mortal Kombat. I thought it was a beat 'em up. Maybe there was a beat 'em up section. I don't know. Because I remember renting this game when I was a kid a lot.
If you see it at Pink Gorilla, grab it for me because I want to add it to my collection.
There's a Shaq Fu, a Legend Reborn beat 'em up video game that was released on Xbox in 1998 or 2018. I'm listening.
Acknowledge. Okay, come on. Stop it. Focus.
Sorry. What's funny is there's this wrestler right now, and his like gimmick, his thing that he says is "acknowledge me" to the audience. So when you said "acknowledge," I thought of that.
I'm gonna bust a nut straight in your ass. All right. So for reviews, do our scores.
Yeah. Oh my God. These are
Abysmal.
Yeah. So it's got a 3.1 on IMDb. I don't think that's fair, honestly.
I think that's really low.
Yeah.
For what this movie is.
Its tomato meter is 5.
Wow.
Just 5. And its audience score is 20.
It's so weird to me. It's like, why is this movie so hated?
Yeah.
It's like, it's generic, but it's a fucking kids movie from the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go into our reviews.
Like, what are you expecting? Fucking The Godfather out of this? Jesus.
Yeah, like I'm going to bring up a couple, but I'll do so for reviews, 0 positive. 0. Which I was like, not 160% and then there are 5 mixed and 9 negative. So for the mixed, 50 out of 100, David Armstrong at SF Examiner. The movie is decidedly old-fashioned, aiming to send kids and their parents out of the theater feeling good about themselves. Kind of the nicest thing I could find. And I picked another David by accident.
What was the percentage on that one?
50.
Man, that's so rough.
25 out of 100. David stares at the Christian Science monitor. The plot is hamstrung by trite formulas, and there's too much violence and family tension for very young viewers. Shaquille O'Neal is likable as the title character, though. Which I just thought,
what? That is so.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
That's why I picked it. I was like, because like that's too. There's too much violence and family tension. It's like, well, you don't have a movie without the family tension.
Yeah.
And also, but it's like that's the most interesting thing. That's like,
yeah,
it's not even that interesting, but it's like the most interesting thing. And the violence, there's like 2 fight scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, if you really look at it, Shaquille O'Neal straight up murders those dudes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny. Like, because number one, Shaquille O'Neal square kicking you in the chest is going to cause some damage alone. But then one of the guys, he like throws on a generator and it sparks and starts like he straight up is murdering these fools. But yeah.
They killed Max.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
Max.
Like this one, 30 out of 100. Lawrence Van Gelder. Memo to Shaquille O'Neal. Don't give up your night job.
Well, he didn't. That was also like another thing really quick about this movie is that when Paul Glaser took it to Interscope, they were like, he had 10 weeks to actually get a script.
Before I had to go back to basketball camp.
Oh yeah. There was 10 weeks. He had 10 weeks to get a script and get it like ready to go into production, because then they would be behind schedule and Shaquille O'Neal wouldn't be able to finish filming because he had to go to basketball camp.
Yeah.
For the next season. So yeah, it's like to be a sports star and a star and a rapper and a.
This one's kind of interesting. It's another negative one, but it just and I did try to find the full one, but I couldn't find it. But 38 out of 100. Liam Lacey, the Globe and Mail, is Kazaam racist? In effect, yes, but it's racism linked to bad marketing. You can't really mix a Black Pride rap film with a revamped version of Free Willy and expect them to magically jibe.
Whoa!
Do you need me to repeat that?
There was a lot.
There's a lot in there.
When was this written?
You can't. The link isn't there anymore, and it does. Yeah, 404 page not found. I'm assuming it came out around the time.
Whoa.
Roger Ebert, as for Shaquille O'Neal, given his own 3 wishes, the next time he should go for a script, a director, and an interesting character. What's that? Okay, and that's to me too. 38 out of 100 from Roger Ebert is. Over the years that we've been doing this, there's sometimes that I'm like, oh, Roger Ebert's going to rip this apart. And he's actually like,
yeah,
okay. Everyone settle down. Papa Roger's here. He's going to, Papa Roger is going to go ahead and tell you what's up. But it's like, I kind of was expecting him to come like.
Well, it's interesting because there is. I found an article the other day that's like 12 movies that everyone hated that Roger Ebert gave high.
Oh, why did you send that to me?
Because I send you stuff and you don't read it. Sorry, that was really quick and immediate. I'm a little butthurt about it.
What do you mean you send me stuff? You send me stuff on Instagram and it's like 10 fucking reels in a 2
I stopped doing that.
A 2-hour period.
Also, no, I've sent you articles and I try to bring it up. It's been a while.
No,
I don't do
it. What do you send me
I
articles?
don't do it anymore because you never read them.
Did you text them? Did you email me?
I texted them to you. Sorry, we're bickering really hardcore. Like fucking.
We've been married too long. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. Shelf it.
Shelf it for now. Go ahead. This article that you sent me. It was 12 movies that he what?
Oh, it was just 12 movies that he critically acclaimed that everyone else
like ripped apart.
Shit on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is sometimes that you're just he really surprises you.
No, exactly.
And this one he surprised me that he didn't.
Like one of them on the list is The Happening.
What is that?
Is M. Night with Zoe Deschanel and Mark Wahlberg.
They all like
the fields
unlive themselves.
I've never seen it actually.
Who did you say was in it?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. It's M. Night, right? So it's like this whole the plants are killing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
people.
Yeah. But yeah, so
because that's true. That movie got ripped apart, and I think that's also the M. Night curse. A lot of the time, that movie altogether is actually kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. But I think that everyone was kind of the with that twist kind of thing, kind of ruined it, you know. But yeah, so we went way out of there.
So Kazaam, yeah, I mean, so it's interesting is that it's like I said, it's a vehicle for Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
you know, his comedy, his rapping, which. Actually, you know what's I do gotta say, I'm pretty sure he didn't write these raps, and if he did, then he was trying really he tried too hard for it, or it was the best he could do with, you know, the given circumstances, you know. Mm-hmm. It's interesting, like, because when you think about the story arc of this movie, it's about Max wanting to have a father. Pretty much wanting to have his father back, pretty much.
Yeah, he doesn't want a father figure. He wants his dad.
He wants his dad.
Well, even that whole scene when firefighter Fred or whatever the hell his name is,
firefighter Fred,
it's like walks in, like he just walks in. It's like this is really 90s. He like walks in. He's like, "Did you tell him?" She's like,
"You're right."
No, I guess now I am.
And then I was getting there.
And then she goes to explain it, and then firefighter Fred swoops in, and I'm like, "Ooh, stay in your lane, bro. Stay in your lane. This is not your conversation to have." And then he like jumps in and just pisses the kid off more, and then he runs out, and she has like this. Well, that went well. I was like, in this day and age, if that were the case, and the kid were to storm off, I feel like the mom would turn and be like, "What the fuck was that? Like, why
like,
did you get involved in that?
Like, excuse me, it's conversation with my child,
kid, not your kid, my kid." Like, yeah, just like that. The whole scene was like, this is awkward.
Also, what's up with like the '90s and like the kid like this tantrum, and they run out of the house, and the mom's just like, "Oh,"
in inner city New York.
Yeah, like.
Not Ohio suburbia.
It's like this like gave me like Last Action Hero vibes at the moments of Max, and just like the type of character he was, you know.
Yeah.
Also, it's what's also with it, like he's bullied, and he's like quick witted, but like he's actually like really like tech savvy, like has like redesigned this entire warehouse in the middle of nowhere, New York.
Oh, and it's all like he's got it all like wired
up.
Yeah,
like he's got like a turn on that section, turn on this section. It's like,
oh, and also there's all these like empty places in New York that the downtrodden can make their own home.
Yeah.
You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, they find an entire subway, which I'm sure they're there.
Abandoned subway.
Yeah, like I'm sure that's like, you know, there's something like that, but it's just like,
they're probably filled with rat kings.
90s New York movies, there's always these like just completely forgotten through time places that people make their layers, you know, which I just always think is funny.
God, we gotta watch Blank Man, dude.
Ugh, Rat King.
Yeah, right. It's so gross.
Stoked about Last of Us. I want to see it.
Huh?
The Rat King, Last of Us.
Oh, in the next season. It's gonna be fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Anywho,
that fight fucked me up.
I don't remember it very well, actually.
Oh, it's horrifying. It's terrifying.
All right, let's get back on track with the movie. I don't know. I'm having kind of a blank on really what to talk about with this movie. That's why I was saying that I think you might need to kind of drive it.
Where are we?
34.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah.
And we went on a few tangents too.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe it's going to be a short episode, but I don't know.
Let's think about like character arc, like for Max.
Well, the character arc's not really that. Well, that's what this movie is about. Is like,
well,
no. What I was just going to say though, it's like
this movie's about redemption. This movie's about getting a second chance.
It is a weird kind of, like everyone's saying, it's this kind of like these reviews are saying it's this weird like mix.
It doesn't really have an identity other than Shaquille O'Neal.
But it does at the same time. It is this weird mix, but it's kind of this odd cookie that works.
Yeah,
that's what I don't get.
There's also like if you think about the thing that Max's dad is like really into, like why he's a bad guy, is he runs a piracy ring for music, which is kind of like, this is so 90s.
Yeah,
and it's like, ooh, piracy. Also, like, if you think about it, like this is like one giant what is after school special thing, an announcement. Come on,
You
help.
wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a purse.
But there's like a specific like term for what they're called.
I don't know. Well, I just on that note too, I feel like they're being chased by the bad guys, and then Max for some reason is like, "Oh, what are these?" And the dad's like, with attitude, they're pirated CDs, like whatever, like let's go.
They're
Like,
bootleg CDs, yeah.
anything else you want to know? And it's such a weird writing choice,
Yeah.
because it's like they really want to plant it home that he's into music piracy.
Yeah.
They really want you to, in case you missed it the first time. Yeah.
Also, fucking Ranjit's character, fucking.
What's up with him and eating? That was like his. They always show him being gross eating.
They were. It's actually kind of very racially insensitive because they're making his food gross, like his Indian food, pretty much. And they're like, "Ew, look how gross Indian food is." It's like I was like the meal that he was eating with like the fork and knife. I was like, that looks really good.
Yeah.
But they're like the way that they shot it, and like the woman like, it's like. What's wrong with you people? It's rice and meat. Like,
I don't know, when you were saying that, it gave me the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom scene popped in my head. Chilled monkey brains.
oh yeah,
That little moment in film history.
Cool story, bro. Let's
He's got.
sorry, that wasn't
No, I was just thinking about the bug, and that made me like.
oh,
Because it's the sounds.
the crunching.
Well, they make it really slurpy and. Stop it! That's fine.
Okay. So, I mean, okay. Well, there's an arc for Kazaam getting to becoming a djinn. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, I meant to look that up last night.
What a djinn actually is.
No, I know like the actual difference between
A genie and a djinn.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. That's like the first thing. That's what I thought.
So what is it? Share with the class.
Jinn is the original term.
Yeah.
Genie was first used in the 1704 French translation of 1001 Nights by
Arabian Nights.
And is mostly associated with wish-granting jinns.
Mm.
The terms Ifrit and Madrid typically refer to evil jinns.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I was like, I didn't think there was like a real big difference.
It's the English language deconstructing and creating its own lore.
Are invisible creatures in early religion in pre-Islamic Arabia and later in Islamic culture and beliefs. Jinn.
Public service announcement.
That's a fun word. Jinn.
I think that's kind of what I was going. I've been trying to find that fucking term for a minute, and I don't think it's still right. But this movie is like one giant public service announcement about how bad piracy is.
Okay. Wow. You done got there. You done did it. Well, it's just that whole conversation they're having too, where I can't touch destiny. Only a djinn can do that, and djinns don't exist, and I don't believe in fairy tales. That whole conversation, I was like, pretty sure djinn and genie,
Yeah.
djinn.
Yeah.
I did have the misconception of, I did think they were different in the sense of they were both like genie in Aladdin is genie. Mm-hmm. Jafar genie is a djinn. Like I thought that the djinns had a more of a malicious,
Like an ifrit is.
yeah, like that's what I was thinking. I thought djinn was, because the last time too, because there's a whole scene in Witcher where he fights a djinn, and the djinn is like fucking shit up pretty bad.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
But I'm also like, well, yeah, it's a invisible specter with
The infinite cosmic powers.
yeah. I was just thinking genie. Yeah. Ultimate cosmic power, itty bitty living space.
Yeah.
But that was like when he gets like upgraded, I guess, you know, released and now as a djinn. I was just like kind of like, I never really thought about the danger of releasing a genie. Like, yeah, Robin Williams genie, release him. Shaquille O'Neal, release him. He's a nice guy. He's cool. He's like hip with it. Don't release Jafar. don't do that. Do not give him that. Don't do that. Like, I was like, oh yeah. Because and even then I was just thinking like, oh, what if he acts really nice and he's actually like, he's catfishing you. And then
There's I Dream of Genie. I Dream of Genie.
I did like the club.
The club? Oh, like the whole dance.
The 90s.
Oh, yeah, also Da Brat's just in this movie randomly.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's like I don't know. This movie is I feel like
she's in for like a second, right? Like just show her real quick and then
because they're recording a live performance of her, and that's the main conflict of this movie is very like. I guess it kind of makes sense because of like how they want to bring in. They take Kazaam, they turn him into a rap star just overnight.
Yeah.
And so music piracy. It's just you wouldn't expect this movie to have the story that it does, with it being about Kazaam being like Shaquille O'Neal being a genie. Does that make sense? Does that travel?
Say that again.
For a movie about Shaquille O'Neal being a genie, you wouldn't expect the story to go down the route this story does, of him being a rapper, the music industry piracy thing, that whole drama, because that's the main conflict of this entire movie, is Max trying to reconnect with his dad, and his dad being like an actual gangster, like mafia, black market stealer. That's what he got, black market stealer, and Max choosing his last wish to be for his dad to have a second chance.
Which means getting arrested.
Yeah, right?
That was funny. I was like, I don't think that's what he meant. No, but it's also like...
But then the second chance was actually Max. Because then Max dies also. They actually kill Max.
Straight up.
Like, the kid's murdered, pushed down an elevator shaft. And Kazaam, then with the power of friendship, turns... fucking Reggie into a ball and slam dunks and down an air duct. Because they gotta have a basketball reference in here.
That didn't even register.
Really?
Until you said it now. I didn't even click in my head about that. Reggie, by the way, you call him.
I guess I don't remember the character's actual name.
Well, because even then too, it's like just it's hard to not make the comparison to like Aladdin and stuff like that, just because of the icon that Genie became from that.
Sorry, I know I want to remember this thought. Sorry.
But there's also this weird kind of mix of not super focusing on the wish thing and then over focusing. Like in the very beginning, when you first meet Kazaam, he's like just bombarding this kid about make your wishes, make your wishes.
That's his character arc though. That's Kazaam's arc, is that make your 3 wishes. I want to get the fuck out of this world. I don't like this world. Yeah. And then as he stays in it longer and he makes friends with Max, he starts to realize that he does like the world.
Well, but it's the point.
And he likes it because of the friend of Max. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, and just the point is like then it just becomes this kind of weird. You kind of forget that he's a genie in a minute because it's more like he's just this kind of magical, almost like imaginary friend just kind of popping up and following Max around. Yeah. It's just weird because then there's like, I wish for junk food, and then it rains junk food, and then what's the second wish? Oh, the tape.
The tape, yeah.
Yeah.
No, then he starts like actually his last wishes are pretty unselfish.
Oh, no, that's what it is. Yeah, it's not the power of friendship. It's his selfless act. Yeah. It's the
he sees that there is good in his dad.
Constantine getting out of hell card.
It's like, well, he believes there is good in his dad, and
his dad looks like the guy from Cocoon. What is that guy's name?
I do not remember Cocoon.
What else is that guy in? I thought it was him for a minute, but it's not him. That dad was like a 90s dad.
Well, another thing about this movie, and I'm like, this is like me going into comparing it to Space Jam, and since Space Jam was produced by Warner Brothers, they have all their Looney Tunes, so that's already honestly with Looney Tunes, it's a star-studded cast right there. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, you know what I mean?
Oh,
iconic characters.
Yeah. I see what you mean. You're not talking about the actual the iconic people that did the voices for the. You're talking about the character
because
that
those characters are larger than the voice actor.
Yeah.
They are a representation of Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And then you have Michael Jordan. But then think of what's also like they also have like 5 major basketball stars in it. Charles Barkley. I forget the other ones that are I just remember Charles Barkley. But then also you have Bill Murray is in it.
Oh yeah, he is in Bill Murray.
And then
what's his name?
The guy from Jurassic Park and Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And he's in it for comedic relief.
Something Newman?
Yeah, it's Newman in
is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Newman. Jerry. So like you have him in it as well. I think his name is Wayne something.
That sounds more right.
So like with Space Jam, it's
Wayne Knight.
Yeah, Wayne Knight. Space Jam.
DeVito.
Oh, I think he's the voice of the main.
Yeah, he's the main alien.
Yeah.
The evil alien guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, look at that. Like, there's Warner Brothers has the money to like bring in a lot more stars, and then you have like what Touchstone and Interscope Communications producing this, and it's like we have Shaq.
Let's do it.
Right.
Very bizarre. But it's just like I really just can't wrap my head around. I mean, because even talking about it, it's like some of the things that we were saying are just like really stupid and everything. But it's just like it's such a generic kids movie.
I brought this up to David that we were going to be talking about it, and I want to find his message of what he said this movie is like. He said it's very quotable while simultaneously being very forgettable. It's quotable for him because
Well, no.
But you see,
I see.
You see what he's saying with that,
Yeah. It's like
it's memorable yet forgettable. Like you're gonna remember the moments of like when Shaq is like washing like in the shower in the kid's room, and like cleaning out his ears. There's like funny moments that you kind of remember, and it's more or less the interactions with Shaq. But then the rest of like the story of the drama with Max and his mom and the stepdad and his dad, like I completely forgot. I thought his dad was just like this mob boss thing.
Well, even when we were talking about it before, it's like you and I could not remember what the fucking conflict was. Like, I remember there's a genie and it rains food.
Well, and I remember the cigarette going out on the hand scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I remember his dad's like some type of like a mob boss or something. And that's the conflict. I remember kind of saying that.
Yeah.
But it's about black market piracy for hip hop.
Such a like weird conflict.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like
it's like you wouldn't expect this conflict. You hear Kazaam, Shaquille O'Neal's a genie. What's it about? Well, this kid's trying to reconnect with his father who's a black market piracy guy. Like, what?
And then
but that's also kind of clever. Now, actually, if you think about it,
his Middle Eastern boss figures out that.
Oh, he's a business partner.
Business partner figures out. He's obvious. He can obviously tell a genie when he sees.
Oh yeah, because he sees. That's right. Because like the spark like lands a gold nugget and then it disappears. He's like, there is something about this boombox. It's not the boombox. It's the man.
Yeah, and now he's gonna capture the genie.
Also, like at the very end, he's just like holding the boombox, like make your wish for me to have all the money in the world. Like an evil, like an evil villain twirling his mustache.
Doesn't he say like? Doesn't Max say something to that? And he like says he'll give some of it back.
Oh yeah, no, that's
weird.
Yeah, I know.
Weird dialogue.
He's like, wish that I have all the money in the world. You don't get it.
That's not fair to everyone else.
No, he's like, that's not how this works. Because then nobody's got any money. And you're gonna have it all. Well, then I'll give some of it back. What?
So he's like not totally evil. Like I don't really understand what's happening.
I think he's just trying to get the kid to make a fucking wish for him. It's just fucking. And he straight up murders a child.
I don't know, man. 3 wishes.
Right? How many children would you kill for a genie? One per wish?
One little one just tripped down the elevator shaft.
Whoopsies.
Don't know what happened, officer. He tripped.
I reached my hand out because I was trying to
grab him. on the surveillance footage. I was trying to catch him. That's right.
My first wish is to change the surveillance footage to me being innocent.
To me helping him. Yeah, well, I mean, with the genie, you could get away with the murder. Like.
Yeah, exactly. This got so dark.
You can tweak some stuff.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a funny thing too about, it's like I would love to like meet a genie only because everyone, and it's kind of the classic thing is, it's bedazzled. Bedazzled, is that what it's called?
It's the first time I've twitched on camera.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know what you're
Brendan
saying.
Fraser.
Oh,
is it bedazzled?
Yeah.
It's like, in any of these, like, especially when it's more of like a nefarious kind of wish granter, but it's like the amount of time, like all you really need to do is be utterly, uberly specific with your word choice. Mm-hmm. Because if you're too vague, like the junk food thing, like then, and bedazzled, he's like, I wish I was powerful and rich, and she makes him a Colombian drug lord. He wants to be smart and sophisticated. She makes him like a flaming gay guy.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and
Brendan Fraser is so good in that. He's so many different, like when he's the basketball star.
And he's got a tiny weenie.
And just dumb as hell.
And he's like,
yeah.
Come on! Or he wants to be sensitive and he just can't stop crying.
That's right, yeah.
What's wrong now? I just can't stop thinking about the dolphins. Oh, that's a good movie. Anyways, but yeah, it's just like, I would love to meet a genie just to be like, because there's one thing per wish. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if you are to, and I can't think of an example off the top of my head right now. Like I would have it like written down, like really like thought out. But it's like I feel like you could get a lot of shit out of those 3 wishes if you're just uber specific about what you're saying.
All right, let's break this down here.
Yeah, like this is what's gonna happen. Okay.
Well, there's an episode of X-Files where Jin actually, she wants to be called a Jin. And Mulder ends up getting her somehow, and she's wrapped up in a carpet. It's actually a funny episode. I think you would like it.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. But Mulder wishes for world peace, and she's like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah. Why would I?" And she's like, "All right." And then all of a sudden, there's just silence. She just erased everybody off the planet.
She snapped him.
Yeah, and Mulder was the only one there. Peaceful world.
That's what you gotta be specific about it. Like,
no, she's fucking mean. She literally goes out of her way to like make it. Yeah, but yeah, it's a funny episode. Stars Will Sasso's in it. Bald guy from Mad TV.
Bald white guy, bald black guy, bald
bald white guy. Sorry.
Like, okay, this is the guy with no hair. That's all I'm saying. I just all I was thinking in my head is it's just like an empty shirt. Like, I also had Billy West in my mind because he was on my computer.
He was the bouncer that they made friends with in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh,
the one that they fight.
Oh, yeah. The bigger guy. Mm-hmm. The bigger guy. Okay, yeah. I was like, no idea what you're talking
about. Okay. What's your carrot?
Did we fill at the time?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Professional shit. Well, like first of all, I just want to say this out of this. So this whole block that we were doing was.
I think this is one of the better ones.
Yeah, like
honestly,
these childhood fever dream ones.
It's on par with Star Kid.
Oh, I did want to read just because I thought it was.
Find another review.
No, not a review. Shazam. Many people falsely remember the existence of a '90s film titled Shazam, starring comedian and actor Sinbad as a genie. Mm-hmm. However, no such film ever existed, and it's possible people are misremembering Kazaam as the aforementioned film. The false memories of Shazam can be further explained as a confabulation of real memories, possibly including the comedian wearing a genie-like costume during a TV marathon of Sinbad the Sailor films, mm-hmm. and a late 1960s animated series about a genie called Shazam.
Shazam.
Sorry.
Shazam.
So it's like... It sounds like there's a reason that people, because we were talking about this last episode.
They keep actually going because there's a funny
one. In
one.
April 2000, which I want to watch after this. In April 2017, Sinbad collaborated with internet comedic group College Humor in a 2.5-minute short parody as homage to those who falsely remember the film and that he allegedly starred in. I really want
It's a funny. We'll watch it. Yeah, it's funny.
On the VHS tape of Kazaam, there's also a trailer coming attraction for the Sinbad film First Kid.
Mm-hmm. And then there's another little fun one.
In the animated series Inside Job, Season 1, Part 2, Episode 7, titled Project Reboot, there's a reference to the non-existent film Shazam, where it serves an example of alternate timelines the main characters find themselves in. They leaned into it. That's cool.
Yep, this Mandela effect really took its own life.
Yeah, like it really evolved.
Yeah.
What do we give Star Kid?
2.5.
I'd say the same.
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah.
It's like really generic. Like
it's filled with cliches of the troubled kid, blah blah blah. He's quick-witted. Okay. So one thing that I did say that I remember is like the only way for like a genie story to work is you just got to put someone into a bigger stakes situation than they generally are. Like think about Aladdin. He's now wanting to go meet the princess and whatnot, and then the genie just happens to be the extra thing. It's like a genie story is always kind of like this thing happening, and then okay, now throw a genie on top of that and see what would happen with that, and how that would happen.
Insert genie here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then see how genie changes story. Is that you see?
Yeah.
Like it'd be really interesting. Is like write an entire like short story, and then be like, okay, now what would happen if the main character found a genie, and then rewrite it.
Well, I mean, Aladdin. I mean, he meets the princess and then gets arrested, and Jafar sends him to go get the lamp.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like
insert genie to see
I know,
how
but
story.
Jafar's already trying to get the genie. Like he knows about the genie. He wants the lamp.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? So it's like he already has started the process. Like the genie's already. Like you don't know that.
Yeah.
You know, but his whole thing is he wants the lamp.
So are you saying that Aladdin is the story about Jafar? Sorry.
No, just the catalyst. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
2.5. Yeah.
We got to almost an hour. Like we're at
perfect.
57 minutes.
All right, cool. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
Next week we are wrapping up kind of our end of the season ish.
We're getting there.
Yep, we're doing our third version of Dream reboots.
Yep.
Remakes.
We got to
re-envisioning.
We got to go and I got to go look at what we did the last couple years so I don't just repeat myself.
This is our third one, right? Or is this our fourth one?
This is our third one.
The third one, yeah. We're
going into our fourth year.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going on 4 years, baby.
Going into year 4.
Woo. Getting into spooky season.
Getting there. And then Mogwai Awards are coming up first, though.
Oh yeah, we got to do our end of the. Oh, that's gonna be fun. There's
so many movies to go back.
There's so many. For those of you that don't know, the Mogwai Awards are the end of year show where we each individually pick our favorite movie, our least favorite movie, and what do we do? Our favorite episode.
Like favorite episode, yeah.
Yeah, that we had fun. Just what we really.
If we can remember, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna be. It might just be. Best movie, worst movie.
Yeah.
And we don't tell each other, so we both just go back, look at them all, and then plead our case, Your Honor.
Exactly.
But yeah, and we give them the Gizmo Award and the Spike Award.
Mm-hmm. Stripe.
Mandela effect. No, we did concede. Spike, Stripe, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the bad one. The one with the mohawk.
Exactly. Do you remember what the acronym of Mogwai is? Movies
of great worth
and
infamy.
Yeah.
Awards.
I can't believe we actually found one.
That was
Okay.
I forgot that wasn't. I forgot we made it an acronym. God damn it. All right. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram to get updates on upcoming episodes and.
Follow us on Facebook for the same thing.
Release every Friday, new episode every Friday.
If you like watching us, subscribe on YouTube.
We're on the tubes.
Like those videos. Click that like button.
You can find us on Pornhub.
Whoa.
We should
just upload our shit on Pornhub.
Shit on Pornhub. Okay. Okay, we gotta go.
Yeah, we're over an hour now.
Okay, all right. Love y'all. Bye. Have a good day.
Sign us out. This is Tommy. This is Jacob. This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
I am Kazaam.